Hey there! So, if you've ever tried to start seeds inside, you know that amazing feeling when you see the first little green sprouts pop up. But you probably also know that sinking feeling when they turn into these weak, spindly things. Well, today we're going to dig into some awesome advice from Notes on Gardening on how to fix this exact problem. So yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, does this look familiar? I bet it does. You've got these tall, super thin, kind of wobbly little plants. They look like a gentle breeze could just knock them right over. It's so frustrating, right? But hey, don't worry, it's definitely not a lost cause. Actually, it's just your plants trying to tell you something's up.
And, this is the exact situation our source, Ang, was dealing with. They saw their basil seedlings, which they just started from some regular grocery store seeds, they just weren't thriving. Ang called them tall and leggy, and that's just the perfect way to describe this whole set of issues. Okay, so before we can jump in and fix this, we've got to understand what we're looking at. Let's break down what leggy really means and what signs to watch out for.
All right, check out the difference here. It's night and day, right? On one side, you've got a healthy seedling. It's short, it's sturdy, it's got lots of leaves. But then you look at the leggy one, and yikes, you see that super long, pale stem and hardly any leaves, maybe just the first two that sprouted. But the real story is underground. The roots are just as weak and sparse. It's missing that solid foundation a healthy plant needs.
So why does this even happen? Well, our source points to a few main culprits. First up, overcrowding. Ang mentioned having like 5 to 10 little seedlings all crammed into one tiny space, fighting for everything. Then there's poor light. This is a big one. The plants are literally stretching, reaching for the sun, and that makes them long and thin. This can also lead to those pale leaves, which tells you they're low on nutrients. And finally, just not enough room to grow. The roots hit a wall and have nowhere to go. It's a perfect storm of problems.
But here's the good news, and it is really good news. There's a super simple, super effective fix for this. So we're shifting from the problem to the solution now. And this technique is going to give these little guys a real second chance.
It's called deep transplanting, and the idea is actually pretty brilliant. You take that long, weak stem, the thing that's the whole problem, and you turn it into a strength. See, certain plants, like basil or tomatoes, have this cool ability to grow new roots right out of their stem if you bury it. It's kind of like a superpower. So by burying that stem, you're telling the plant, hey, grow more roots right here, and you end up with a much, much stronger root system.
All right, so let's get to the action plan. It's just 4 simple steps. First, you're going to get a bigger, deeper pot with some fresh soil. Step 2, be super gentle when you take the seedling out of its first home. Remember, those roots are fragile. Third, you pop it into its new pot. And here comes the magic. Step 4, you just start filling it in with soil, burying that stem way down until only the very top leaves are peeking out. Now this is the most important part. How deep do you go? Well, the magic number is about 3/4. You want to bury about 3/4 of that stem. This gives the plant the best possible chance to shoot out all those new roots we were talking about. It's how you turn that weakness into a major strength. So seriously, don't be afraid to bury it deep.
So what happens next? What's the outlook for our little rescued seedling? Well, this whole thing is about giving that plant the solid foundation it was missing, so it can finally take off.
Really, what we're doing here is fixing all those problems we talked about at the beginning. You're getting rid of the overcrowding, giving the roots tons of new space, and providing fresh nutrients. The plant has everything it needs. Now your only job is to make sure it finally gets that good, strong light it was so desperately stretching for.
And I just love how Ang, our source, finishes up. They say, let's see how this unfolds. It's so perfect, because that's what gardening is, right? It's all a big, fun experiment. You try something, you give nature a little boost, and then you get to watch and see what happens. It's the best part.
So next time you spot one of those sad, leggy seedlings, please don't toss it in the compost bin. Think of it as an opportunity, because what this shows us is that with just a little know-how and a deeper pot, you can absolutely turn a weak start into a super strong finish. So my question for you is, what amazing potential is just sitting there in your garden, waiting to be saved?